Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to bring you how I create our homeschool portfolio. I will be walking you guys through how I've been creating our homeschool portfolio. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. I have one kid and I just want to share this with you guys because I think it's very important. If you're new as a homeschooler, I think it will give you ideas. And if you are already a veteran, you've been homeschooling for a while already, I think you can still get some ideas from the way that other moms create and do their homeschool portfolios. I think it's always helpful. I take ideas from new homeschool moms. Sometimes a refresh view on how to do things is helpful, and it is important as well. We all can learn from each other, correct? So today I just want to bring you how we do our homeschool portfolio. Remember that everything will depend as well. You will like to check on your regulations for your state. Does your state says in regards homeschooling? Some states require more than others, so it is good that you check on your homeschool state website. As well, you can check with the HSLDA website. That's another website that you can check to see your homeschool state regulations. Besides that, you will be good to go. Here in the state where I am, they just require for us to have the reading log as well for our attendance. And actually, it's not that they require, but I always add it there on our homeschool portfolio, and you will get to see how I have everything organized and the things that I included. It's best if you don't include anything that they haven't required for, because, well, the more information you give and bring, the more sometimes they will require from you as well. So just don't give them any more ideas than what they need and require, correct? But I always include certain things because it facilitates things for me as well in the future. Example, maybe you are going to do dual enrollment. When your kid graduates from high school, you will want to have certain descriptions from the materials that you have used. So I always have that. You might select to leave it on your homeschool portfolio, or you might select to just remove it completely and just add it after your yearly evaluation is done, correct? So I just want to make sure that I just want to express that. Remember that you have to check your state's regulations when it comes to homeschooling and what does your state requires for you to have in that portfolio. Very, very important. If you're new as a homeschooler, well, I just want to give you some ideas, correct? So I will be switching the camera. I will bring you with me. This video, you're receiving it a little bit late, so by the time that you receive this video, I should have everything pretty much done when it comes to just having the teacher evaluate my kid and just going through the whole process, correct? I tend to just do a physical portfolio, and I use as well OneNote. I have shared in regards that previously. You can go through my channel, you can see that video, how I enter that information into our OneNote, and that's how the teacher who is going to evaluate my kid gets the information. I do everything online. I think is easy. There's different methods and ways that you can do it. You can actually open a Facebook account and you can just record everything that you guys do during the year. That's a good idea. It's easy and it's simple to do. And when it comes to the evaluation, well, everything is easy to find, and just to share that information with somebody, you just have to do a Facebook account private, obviously, and it's easy for you to share that evaluation with your evaluator, correct? As well, you can use OneNote, which is what I use, and you can just add all that information. It's easy. I just share that information not too long ago. As again, you can just go and check on my channel. You will see how I do that. Another way that you can do it is physically. You can do a portfolio. You just have to add all the things that you guys did during the homeschool year, during that period of homeschooling. As well, you can use, there's so many methods that is easy for you right now to just choose in between one of them. As well, you can choose to go the route of the yearly test. It's just a test that you will provide to your kid, and it's just a standardized test. And a lot of parents just use that method because it's easy. They just have to administer that test to their kids, and they don't have to do a homeschool portfolio. It's easy to transfer that information and for the kid to be evaluated because they just have to complete that test and return it. Some parents don't like to do that because their kids might get frustrated. Is a point for your kid to get anxiety, and if you haven't take your kid to be tested before, well, it's going to create some type of frustration or anxiety. So I suggest you that if you're going to administer a test to your kid, that you try to get those practice tests and just get them used to that little by little, so not to build a certain type of anxiety in regards being a test. I think it's very important. I think that you have a lot of choices and you are going to be able to select the best one for your family, the best one that will suit not only your kid but yourself as well. I like to do the portfolio because during the year I can see I am the one that is teaching my kid. I am the one that is constantly there with him. So I know already the areas in which he needs a little bit more help and in which he doesn't. He's been working very well with the subjects, correct? So I don't feel the need to have him take a test. I am not against for him to take a test. I think at some point I would like to do that just so he gets used to it, because if you want me to be honest, when he goes to college, he will encounter that at some point he will have to take a test, and I would like to prepare him for that and just making sure that he is comfortable with taking a test, and not to have him just worry or maybe getting or building up on that anxiety that sometimes you tend to get when you are taking a test, correct? So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I will leave you guys now watching what I am about to share with you, which is just how I create our homeschool portfolio. So the first thing that I like to do is reorganize all the materials that I have here in this basket. Example, story of the world, all the papers that I have from a story of the world, I will put them together and so forth. I will continue with the rest of the subjects, and I am just decide to, after that I was going to start labeling and putting the labels and the tabs and all the protector sheets together, as well getting ready that binder. If you notice, I'm not using your typical binder dividers. I noticed that they get lost in between the protector sheets, and it was just pointless for me to have those dividers in the binder. So I decide to just add some tabs to the protector sheets and use these protector sheets as actually dividers for me having to organize better the binder. I think it looks proper now, and I think that it was just a smart way to save money as well and to use those protector sheets the best I can. I keep organizing now after I have all the papers in order, just organizing everything inside the binder. I am just adding those papers and get them ready. I have as well made copy of them. Some of them I just trimmed the edges because if you notice with the fixed grammar, once you detach that paper from the book, it just leaves those edges not looking the best. So I just went to the guillotine and just shape those pages and leave them just as clear and organized as I can. I am just adding those maps and pictures, his coloring, and all the materials that I think I will be needing to keep things organized. Obviously, inside that binder, I am adding protector sheets to those coloring pages because he didn't want them to be ruined. He is not that much on the like of coloring, so he wanted to keep those coloring pages intact. And as a favor to him, I just decided to add those coloring pages to those protector sheets since it's showing as well his job, his hard work, just creating those coloring pages, correct? Now I am making sure that I am adding all those materials to our binder, and I will continue like that for the rest of the time. Once I finish with the basket, I will be moving on to show you guys how this binder will end up looking. I create as well some pages on my laptop just to add some of the curricula and things that we use in our homeschool added to that paper, and just have it there on the binder because I think it will be easier and will facilitate things for our evaluator as well. It's just good to be nice to the evaluator as well, just making things easy and the process more smoothly. I think that is very important, especially if you're new as a homeschooler and you are probably maybe nervous or overwhelmed. Just knowing the fact that you're trying to facilitate things as much as you can is always helpful. As well, I didn't want to forget to let you guys know that these designed for the protector sheets for the dividers, I just created them with Canva. That's something that I like to use, and I like to create those designs for our binders. The past year, I just used the image of a dog, and I think it was looking very cute and very beautiful, and it's just giving a little bit extra to that binder, and it just serves as a motivation to make it look just as pretty as you can to present it to that evaluator. It just speaks as well as the dedication that you guys have for creating this portfolio. Very important as well. Okay, so here I have our homeschool portfolio. Remember that you are going to add accordingly to what your state is asking you that you should have presented in your homeschool portfolio. So just bear that in mind. So here I have the homeschool portfolio. The first page is just the calendars, and I just have marked the days that we homeschool as well, the days that we are going to be having off. And if you notice, it's not that many days, correct? The other section of the calendar, and as well as the attendance is in here as well at the beginning of the portfolio. I have the curricula that we used and as well the course description. And if you notice, I have a few pages when it comes to the course description, the reading log. I decide to keep his first day of homeschool for 5th grade, the page that I use that I just created in Canva for our first day of homeschool, and you will continue by going through the subjects. Example here, Bible, I just had what he did with the books. We used the Bible Made Easy. We did some projects with the Bible Made Easy, but nothing to be written, correct? So I just add some of those projects in here. Reading, you don't write anything with reading, you just have all about homophones. That's what I add in here, and those are the pages that you're going to be seeing here. But I did add his certificates and progress chart when it comes to the All About Reading program. Spelling, I add some of the spelling. I even add the ones that he created. He has some of the mistakes. I think that is important so they can see the progress actually. Here he has grammar, and I decide to add some of the front covers of some of the subjects in here. I think is helpful. If you notice, my printer was a little bit out of ink, so that's okay. I just decided to leave it like that. It's not a biggie. And I decide as well to add these tabs instead of buying those dividers that come for the binders, because I noticed that when you purchase those dividers, you tend to use protector sheets for your portfolio, and the divider just hides in between the protector sheets and the dividers. So I decided just to create my own dividers with the protector sheets, and I think that was a great idea that I had. I just think it was easier. It saved me money because I didn't have to purchase any protector sheets, and it just looks, overall it looks fine for me. I add his writings from his IEW, a project from his IEW that I will not be showing you guys because he has his name somewhere in there, but you can see some here. Okay, his handprint, and again I add those front covers from his books, as well the Simply Good and Beautiful and Primary Mathematics. I add the covers as well. And you have history here, all his history. I have Story of the World and America's Story 1, and he has all the projects that he did with his America's Story 1, as well as his geography. We use the 50 states. Don't know much about the 50 states. Science, we use even more, and I add as well his Growing Up with God here. This is from Gather Round. Level 2, I decide to add it here as well. And all the art projects at the end. He has some art projects and coloring pages in here from his history and art as well. I will be adding obviously his certificates for the courses that he completed. I just didn't add them in here because I was going to show you guys this binder, and I didn't want his name to be showing in here, but that's how it's been looking, our portfolio. It was easy to create, if you want me to be honest, not that complicated. You can save a lot of time if you have already everything organized in the basket where you put or collect all the papers, all the work that your kid has been doing throughout the year. I think it's easy if you have it already organized, because I think that was the part that took me the most time. It was the fact that that was not done, and if you saw me in the video, I just have to reorganize all of that. Besides that, I think another thing that took me a little bit of time was to create this course description. And while it's not requested by the state for me to have this in his portfolio, I decided to do it because it was going to facilitate things for me once he goes to her levels of studying current with his subjects, and just to know if we need to do dual enrollment, what he is missing as well, just when he is about to graduate, knowing this information in case they requested what he did during those years. I think is valuable to have it already in a place where I can find it easy and is available to me at any time that I decide or that somebody requested from us, correct? So I have that here, and this is all that I wanted to show you guys. I hope this video is valuable and that you can find this information helpful. I know that us moms, we like to see how other moms do things around their homeschool because they might help us. We can just try to implement those same things. Sometimes just getting ideas from other moms is very helpful. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the information was valuable. I hope it gives you ideas and tips on how to create that homeschool portfolio. I know sometimes we can get overwhelmed, we can get frustrated, and we tend to build that type of anxiety once we're reaching that time where we have to return those homeschool portfolios and be evaluated. But I can tell you it's an easy and simple process. You don't have nothing to worry about, especially if you have been doing the job with your kid. You have been taking the time and making sure that you guys are doing what you stated at the beginning of your homeschool year that you guys were going to be doing, and that you're able to provide that information for that evaluator. You don't have nothing to worry about. In some states, you have to keep that portfolio for 2 years. That's very important to know, that sometimes we tend to forget, is that in some states they have different requirements. So you might be in those states that they require for you to keep that homeschool portfolio for 2 years. And that's what I do. I homeschool my kid and I keep that portfolio for 2 years. And after that, I just gather that information. I have envelopes, plastic envelopes, that I can just put all that information together, and then I can reuse that binder again. If I need to reuse the binder again, it's intact. That binder doesn't move from our home, and I can just reuse that binder. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. That's very important. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below in the comments. I will see you then. Bye bye.